leading up to the coffee break, I'm going to hand over to Dave Thornley and Lynn, and they're going to tell you a little bit more about the IG group.
Thanks, Joanna. So it's myself and Lynn and Simon Williams from Cardiff. We're going to take a slot today just to tell you a bit about UCISA and the infrastructure group, to run through the roundtable session that we did yesterday, and to also give you an update on the survey that's been running for a while. So I'll go first. I'll hand over to Lynn when we get there. So my pitch is really about UCISA and the infrastructure group as a whole, and I've been getting more involved in Sheffield's digital community recently, and what struck me in that is how unique and how special UCISA is as an organisation. There's very, very few sectors that I've found anywhere that have got anything with the scale and the reach of UCISA to bring organisations together. Sorry, I'm going the wrong way on that. Missing buttons. There we go. To help everyone within a sector reach out and improve what they do. To bring vendors in and to have enough influence and enough voice to influence the vendors that we deal with as well. And the fact it's run by the members for the members as well gives it that extra weight to improve IT right across the sector. This is the cover of the strategy document at the moment. David Telford talked about it a bit yesterday. And the new UCISA strategy that started this year marks a shift in what we do in the groups, in the way that we work to benefit the members of UCISA and the sector in which we work. We look for more member input. We did the roundtables yesterday, that's the start of that. And we're also aiming to be more open and more transparent in the way that we plan sessions. So you should see more from us about how we do things, trying to get more from you about making sure that everything we do is relevant and useful to you in the sector. That's us. I probably won't make many friends on the committee for putting that up right now. So that's everyone on the committee. We come from a fairly broad range of universities. We cover everything from post-92s right up to Russell Group. We think we've got a fairly good perspective on what the needs and the pressures in the sector are. And the round tables yesterday will be interesting to check what the leading topics were from that against what we put out on the tables that we decide are. We are always happy to see new members and new blood on the committee to get new voices and new ideas into it. And what we do on the committee, really we focus on how we can make things better for everyone in the sector. And we run a number of things. We obviously do this. This is our 4th annual conference. We're already looking for the 5th one next year. That's going to be in Leeds, I think, at about the same time. Now it's an established annual event, and we're going from strength to strength in this one. And on top of this, we also do a number of one-day events when we think we can identify enough specialist topics to bring these things together. So we expect to be running one on cybersecurity in May. Keep an eye out for that one. That will be the 3rd time we've run something similar for that. And for the first time, we're very excited about the infrastructure group survey at the moment. Simon will update on that shortly. And the idea with that is we start to build a fairly good picture of what's happening across the sector in infrastructure terms. So knowing what people are doing that you're thinking of doing, or that you're already doing, or looking for people who are in the same position as you so you can reach out, make contacts that might help you solve problems. And it was mentioned yesterday, everyone on the group is a volunteer. We've all got fairly busy day jobs. And really, I did want to just put across a bit about why we do it. We all believe in and we're all very passionate about the work that UCISA does, about making things better across the sector, trying to make everyone have access to best practice. Really, really working on it. And the other thing that we get is a lot of, selfishly, a lot of experience that you really, really struggle to see anywhere else. You don't often get the opportunity to put together an event of this kind of scale, sitting in a day job in an IT department in a university. And so the opportunities it gives us to get out and network, to do more things and to develop ourselves and our confidence successfully is a real draw. So I'm going to shut up in a minute. If you'd like to know more about UCISA, if you'd like to have any interest in joining the committee or knowing a bit more about what we do, please keep an eye out for the committee. We've all got yellow badges. Some of us have got spangly lanyards, but they're not surviving the 2 days, I'm afraid, so they're probably in pockets and bins at the moment. Excuse me, that's me. I'll hand over to Lynn to talk about the roundtables.
Thank you. Yeah, and I have got my spangly items on as well. So you helped us yesterday obviously go through some of the items that were on our hot topics. And then my homework was to make this for you to sort of see what else was picked up during that session. Obviously we talked about Office 365, the network refresh, Windows 10, cybersecurity and cloud. Licensing actually came up as the hottest topic though, so that was interesting. And wondered, what we'll do is I did put them up at the back and they've all fell on everybody, I apologise for that. When Simon's finished the survey, we'll also link these back in and bring them back to the group and back to yourself to see if we can then pick up on some of these topics going forward. As you can see though, the list is actually quite interesting. When I was going through it last night, there was lots of things I don't think we had thought about. So that will definitely help our work for the next 6 months, a year. Some of the ones that sort of picked out from was encryption, digital dexterity, GDPR, obviously we've got security on there as well, interaction with suppliers and getting suppliers to obviously quote the best things that we want them to do. Security again came up quite a few times, but also around skills and understanding what people need to be able to do to take some of the services forward, and recruitment and helping us with that. And data governance came up a couple of times, particularly around GDPR. So, like I say, I'm not going to talk a long time about it. We'll also put it up on the web pages when they're refreshed, and I know we spoke about that again yesterday, and that some of this will lead to that. If there is anything you've not covered or wanted to cover, I say put the sheets up for you to put extra things. Just come and give us a shout and we'll add them to the list as well, just in case you didn't manage to join in with the sessions yesterday. Just so we're raising those sort of voting purposes up to get so they're higher on our priority. And like I said, Simon will link that in when we've done the survey too and take that forward. So thank you for your help though yesterday, it was very good.
Right, just before coffee and I get to talk about an IT survey, so how exciting could it get? I'm aware you're all probably desperate to get, oops, wrong way, to get to your coffee. So this is the first year we've done a survey. It mirrors something that CISG have been doing for a long time with corporate information systems, and the aim is to produce a sort of snapshot of infrastructure which would be a useful resource for the IT community in HE, and then in future years when we do the surveys to pick up on trends as we go forward. Questions, I don't know how many people have done it, hands up, how many people institutions have done it. I will be wandering around, that's not very many, is it? We had about 40, nearly 50 about a week ago. I'd like to see a lot more than that, so I will do a hard sell. But a broad range of questions across a broad infrastructure areas, technology, vendors, etc. But also added on to the end of that and related into the sort of hot topic conversation and what Lynch just talked about, some hot topics, and what I've called a sort of putative directory of expertise section, so where people are willing to talk about areas where they feel particularly strong or where they've got recent experience, then if they're willing to talk about that to other people and willing to share that experience, you've got an opportunity to do that too. So yeah, just under 50 responses so far. The survey is open until the 5th of October, so you have a week. It doesn't take very long to do. The more responses we get, the more valuable the resource will be at the end of it. So if you haven't, or you're not aware of your institution having done so, please fill it in. The URL is on the email that the UCISA admin sent round. If you haven't done it, don't text me to do it on the train on the way home. And we're aiming to produce the results of this in January of next year. So you should have view of other people's responses and the overview at that point. And thanks very much to Breed and Sian in UCISA for their help with the tool. We wouldn't have been able to do it without them to put it into the UCISA survey tool. Last but not least, I said I'd be quick, we said there's a £100 John Lewis voucher, and there was a prize draw, so those who'd entered by the 17th were in the draw, and I did an electronic pin in the list, and the winner was Ian Marshall at the University of Lincoln. So I don't know whether the chap from Lincoln is still here today, but if not, we'll find a way to get it to Ian. Okay. So on that note, I'll let you go and have some coffee.